This video is made in Estonia on the 10th of May 2025. And this is a video about a CD that I had since, I don't know, like ages ago. We moved to Estonia in September 2010, so basically nearly 2011, and I had this CD since before I moved to Estonia. This CD has got contents of my basically hard drives from my other computers or laptops I had before in Britain, and also from my very first laptop I had before even I got married and when I moved to Britain for the first time. And my husband put contents of my laptops on this CD so that we have all this here, because we didn't want to keep all those old computers. So this was basically essentially a copy of all my old computers, all my old laptops. I never had really computers, I had laptops, and literally was like personal pictures, presentations that I made at work, and literally letters to my friend Julia when I first moved to England and stuff like that. Well, anyways, this CD was kept at home here in Estonia, and like I've already mentioned, everywhere I could, neighbor had keys, then the other neighbor literally like had for a few keys as well, copy of our keys for a few months, and you know, you trust your neighbors, you think you know they're normal kind of people, and they kind of seem to be, well, at least they seem to be in the past and everything like that. So I don't know who could possibly do such despicable thing, like literally like copy this, who could like target specifically. Anyhow, I'm going to show you now, if I'll open this. Plavix, by the way, is one of the companies that my husband used to promote, because he was used to be a medical sales rep when he was working in London in the past. He is no longer working as a medical sales rep, like for over 10 years now, and you know, so basically he when you promote products as a medical rep, you get you know, lots of rubbish from them, like literally to give to doctors, like free CDs, free sticks, free like toothpaste and stuff like that. Depends which company you promote, and he promoted many companies. Anyhow, the contents of this CD, I'm going to also show this later as well, because I'm not going to have time literally to show the contents, and I shouldn't really show all the contents, but literally it has got, as you can see, there are names given, and the date modified was like before, certainly before we you know, bought this flat in Estonia and moved even here to Estonia. So there were pictures that my husband took, I took when we used to come to Estonia, and like I've already stated before in many you know, on many of my kind of I don't know, like on my private Instagram, we never ever, this is my dad, by the way, and this standing next to my husband then in 2004, so that was 20 years ago. Okay, so that was what, that was 20 years ago. This is in Kelajoa. This is also my dad, who doesn't live in Estonia. He's Ukrainian, but that is not, I'm not going to be talking about him here. And anyhow, these are the pictures that were taken in 2004. So there are pictures from 2004. I don't know literally what they have done, who has done it, and what they did with pictures, and where they actually distributed them. But I'm fed up, quite honestly, with everything, so I'm just going to show what the contents of this. So here I am 20 years, no, actually 21 years ago, so I wasn't 30 yet. Yeah, I was like, yeah, so that was 2004, and bearing in mind, so this was probably our first digital camera, which I still have, but all the pictures were taken from this. So we visited lots of places in Estonia when we were on holidays here. Somewhere I've got this is me in 2004, and this is me in Estonia. Every summer we used to travel to Estonia. We were not well off at all. We always spent our holidays in Estonia, nowhere else really. We never traveled anywhere nice, like hot. Like people think it's nice to travel somewhere like very hot. We never did this. All we could afford is to travel to Estonia because I had a flat in Estonia, my own property. Now, in this folder, this notes too, there are pictures that are not mine, but were dumped here because literally I had them on my computer at some point on one of my laptops I had in London. These were the photographs emailed to me by my friends. So this is Anna from she's the same age as me, and this is very old picture. It might be actually older than it states here because basically the pictures were then not digital but made on film. And Anna is the same age as me, 2003 as states, or maybe it's not, it wasn't taken. So Anna was my friend from the first university I studied, and here it is. Here she is. Now, these are two of my friends. This is Julia, and this is Anna. And we were inseparable, literally. Well, they were, two of them were both inseparable at university. Anna is on the horse. I didn't know she was, I don't know whether she can horse ride or not, but some of the pictures, they were literally sent to me by them when we were, you know, just emailing to each other. And this is only normal to save it on your computer. There is no way I would show these pictures to anybody, you know, in the past, or even like, you know, upload it somewhere without their permission. So if these people did something despicable, something horrific, then they would have done something with these pictures, and I still don't know what they've done. This is again my friend Anna, and this is my friend Julia, and you see actually the date on here. Now, Julia is with one of her, you know, friends. Not going to comment on this. I don't know them. This is a child, which is not my child. This child is of my other friend that I had, but we were really like pen friends. And I know her from Estonia. She is Lena. She's also has got the same name as me, Elena, and her surname is Peterson. And this is her husband, Mark Peterson, and she got married to him in just before I got married in 1999, but she got married I think a year before 1998 or something like that, and she moved to live in the United States of America. And we were kind of friends, but not very close friends. She used to also email me some of the pictures of her family as well as I did as well to her. So these are her boys. Okay, she is with her boys. This is Elena. Okay, so that's not me, and she's with her boys in America. So, but I've never been to America. I don't really know what it's like over there. All I know that what she used to email. Now, this is, like I said, all the photographs I kept were all dumped in one folder. And this is my friend Julia with her, could be either first or second boyfriend or husband. I'm not, I didn't count them. I don't know. Julia, again, Julia. Anyhow, this is also Julia. And Julia and Anna went on holidays to hot countries. Julia has been to Egypt, by the way. Julia was blonde. I've never been blonde, never dyed my hair blonde. This is Lena Peterson with her baby, her second son. She gave birth in America. Okay, and this is picture from was emailed to me by one of the my university friends, something to at UNM Gimor, studied there in from 1992 to 1997. So this is Anya. I don't know who's next to her. Oh, that's right. And this is picture from my friend Julia that she emailed to me in the past. This is her with her then boyfriend or husband. And this is taken in Egypt. I've never been to Egypt, but my brother has been to Egypt, and Julia has been to Egypt. She is here with her first husband, and this is her second. Okay, this is also, so that has been on my CD. Now the other notes, number 3, is some photographs when my son was born, when my first son was born. Here we are in Walthamstow. This grey chair, by the way, was a chair that was given to my husband's grandmother. We called her Nana. And Eric is sitting here in a chair which we shipped to London from Estonia. And here Eric, so that was November 2005, and Eric was born in June 2005, so he's only like few months old here. We lived in Walthamstow in E17 7HE, and there was one bedroom property. Okay, this is Richard holding Eric. Okay, and Eric is wearing a helmet which is specifically designed to treat flat kind of head, which we at the moment didn't know that you shouldn't always place baby to sleep without pillow, because it was prohibited for babies to sleep without pillow. So as we have big heads in my family, my dad, me, we basically, you know, he literally slept on the side, one side all the time, and as a result, he developed a little bit of flat head, which that helmet literally like cured within 2 months. I have a post about it on my Instagram. So this is actually British television, and this is in London. I don't know whether this is a scrunchie or what is this, like some kind of, okay. And this basically is on the 7th of January 2006. So Eric is still not 1 year old, but he is like about 6 months old, and I'm holding him, and Eric is on my lap, and Richard is taking picture. So this is our first Christmas, our first New Year, literally. This is Richard. He lost a lot of weight here because he's been ill, and he had a problem with his I think he had problem with his liver at the moment. And this is Eric. He really disliked wearing the helmet, but anyhow, he wore it for like 3 months, and that's it. And then he had perfectly round head. So now this is a cot we had. This is a cot from IKEA, and we here, this is also London E17 7HE. So both of my children, by the way, were born in the UK, but our first son was born in London, and our second son was born in Chelmsford. Now this because it's he's wearing red, because it's like literally was bought, purchased, overall was purchased for the Christmas. And this is a good picture. I like it quite. So we were photographing, we were trying to take a picture together. So it was me and my son, and I think Richard obviously took a picture. This is just a silly picture. And this also Eric here. And basically, they're all the pictures. I never had Instagram, never shared any of photos of my son. And I know that nowadays people literally post every day. Now, this photograph was taken already in Estonia. And you can see this is 5th of March 2006. We traveled to Estonia. It was really, really cold over there. And we had to buy an overall, you know, winter overall, so Eric would keep warm. So this is back in England, and the dates could be actually even wrong, you know, because there were pictures taken on the traditional film camera then, so they might have been developed later. So let's move to note number 4. That note number 4 folder contains lots of pictures from the Solihull, Bracknell and Lee Valley competitions. Let's have a look at them first. That's Bracknell 2004. So this is me, and I was competing as an adult. This is my coach, Tina. She's looking at me. And this is also me, and this is also me. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look there. Okay, so this is me on this podium on the second place. The first place, I think her name was Gemma, and she used to skate since she was little. And there was another adult skater. I don't know her name. And okay, I also downloaded pictures of other skaters that I knew, and who used to skate at the same competition. Francis Fuchs, exactly. His name is Fuch Fuchs, and he is Jewish. He is a skater who was in our Jet Set team, and he used to skate at Lee Valley like almost every day. So I've got pictures of Francis. I've got other pictures where Francis competes. And this is Gemma. Gemma took first place. Gemma was really good. She skated since she was a little girl. Monique Lagnerius. Monique was a Swedish figure skater. She was a dancer, and she started skating at Lee Valley later, in about 2003 maybe, or something like that. So, and I haven't met her before that. So this was captain of our synchronized skating team, Pat, and her sister Lynn. They were sisters. They are sisters, and here they have a dance kind of competition. So I've downloaded pictures that were there, and also, you know, lots of pictures were literally like downloaded as well, like you know, so I wanted to keep them as a memory because I was fond of these people. I you know, knew them. Now some of these pictures, for example, are also from the past, like you've seen. 2004, that was I basically knew that I was already pregnant. This was my first pregnancy, and that was literally like a few days or weeks or something like that. So that was the first one. Now this is taken in our back garden, which we shared with one lady downstairs who was actually disabled. Also, she claimed she was disabled. She couldn't move really well. She was walking really slowly, and then she had also mental health problems as well. So we took care of both sides of the garden. So this is not our cat. Cats in London are literally like come from everywhere, and this is a cat of one of the neighbors, and literally would just come over and just, you know, wanted to be cuddled with, you know, she wanted to be stroked, he wanted to be maybe fed, but we never fed our other cats. So this was our back garden. This picture I literally took of myself, I don't know why, on delayed setting. And this is a picture that I took of myself. So I was pregnant with Eric if he was born in June 2005. Then yeah, must have been seen here. Okay, so there's lots of pictures basically. If somebody, for example, somebody stranger would open this and have a look, they would have absolutely no idea what do they mean, why they photographed. because they all mixed up here. For example, there are pictures again from Estonia that we took in Estonia by literally driving past these places, because they're not our places, that, you know, they don't belong to us, but we literally, like, you know, visited some of the castles, some of the places we visited, you know, we took pictures of. I also have, for example, some of my work stuff that I have actually a hard copy of it. One of the last companies I worked for in London was CAIB, not CIA, but CAIB, which was an Austrian bank, and it's not called this way anymore. Okay, so this is with my dad, and this is in Estonia. This is actually before, or literally around the time with Richard, our last visit to Estonia before we decided to start a family. Now this is daffodils, and daffodils used to be my favorite flowers. I still love them. And picture of daffodils on the 28th of March 2004. I don't know, maybe I had daffodils at home all the time. I also like tulips. Okay, so this goes probably from earlier ones. Now I have to show these pictures as well. I've downloaded them literally from the internet as well, so because they were people I used to know. This, it says Eugenio, Massimo, and Susie. Eugenio Namor used to be my boss at the bank. I used to work for 3 years in Intesa BCI. This is his colleague, Susie McNabb, and another colleague, Massimo Moccio. Massimo is on my LinkedIn. Eugenio is deceased, and I found this out from Daniel von Bieberstein. Daniel von Bieberstein told me that, sent me a message, or when we connected with him on LinkedIn in about 2013, I think. Daniel told me that Eugenio died from a heart attack, and that was sudden. So, but I kept this photograph. This is the flower we used to have in London. And this is a picture I kept from when we first met with Richard in 1998. Picture of our garden, back garden in Walthamstow, where we used to live in Coppermill Lane. So another picture, grass. And another, you know, pictures when we visited Estonia. I think the video is getting too large, so I'm just going to quickly cut on this. I might show the contents later as well. There are other notes where I kept documents as well as pictures, and there were documents literally from when I worked for the Baltic Times before we got married in 1999. I used to work briefly for the Baltic Times, and I used to translate stuff into English for the translators over there who worked for the Baltic Times. My manager was Krista, and basically the girls who were journalists were Dennis, British one, and there was Rebecca, an American journalist, and I used to translate them articles from the press about same colors, about other politicians at the time, or what happened, for example, in Estonia, for example, in 1998. So all these documents are not with the actual date that they were, for example, maybe written, because some of these documents, I'm not going to show them because it's like privacy, because of the privacy issues and everything like that. But some of these documents were, for example, that I had to translate for the journalists in the Baltic Times. Some of these documents were translated by me into Italian, because I speak fluent Italian. It's like really, really fluent. Okay, and basically some of these documents I translated for the people who asked me to translate. Then they were legalized by Italian embassy in Estonia in 1998. So I used to work for the as a freelance interpreter as well. So basically, there are lots of different kind of things here. Oh yes, and here it says cycle pill. I used to be on baby pill when I was living in London, and I kept it because all sorts of rubbish. I was on Celeste pill like since 1999 until my first child was born, like 2005 or 2004. Until I found out I was pregnant, literally, like, I had a pill. So this shows the cycle of it, all those days and everything like that. I'm not going to show this now, but the thing is, this CD has got all sorts of stuff, and I can't even vaguely imagine what they must have done with this. Okay, so the Baltic Times, there were even some letters that I sent to Julia. This is my brother's CV, okay? This is the letter to Stockman Instrumentarium about lenses that we got from them. This is a document about Preatoni that I found, one of these ones in Corriere della Sera. Okay, I have never ever published anything about a single person in my fucking life. So this is all that was basically downloaded or translated by me for somebody else. And these are my presentations. I was really, really good at presentations, making presentations. So I made lots of presentations for the companies I worked for. And sometimes I would sit and do nothing at work. There were things like, happens. So I, was prattling around with presentations, just like making, thinking about what else can I do. I never worked for Evian water, but I made a presentation, like moving presentation about Evian. It was just a fun thing to do. It has nothing to do with Evian. I was working at Intesa BCI, which is Caboto now. I don't know, even maybe they're not Caboto CA, anyhow. See, this is our bank. And this is a presentation that one of the slides that I have created. So all these presentations, by the way, have got contacts of the analysts that I worked with. So God knows what they would have done that, for example, with this. And for example, this is a presentation about Nestle, and I kept all the presentations that I made myself. I kept. This one is also, this presentation was made in 2003. See this? So I liked kind of, so it would take some time, to film all this that I have on my CD, but there is not a single living person that had a right to access this CD in my home, and let alone access it, but copy it and publish it elsewhere. So those shitheads on Twitter, like person I don't know, Rainmaker 1973, I don't know such person. I worked for the Italian banks, and we didn't have such individual, and I wish he would stop doing what he's doing, because he is involved, and he actually, one of the people who threatened me on Twitter. And I really, this is the reason why I'm showing this all here, that my CD was, these are the people that I worked with, okay, that my CD was unlawfully accessed and copied by somebody I don't know, who probably had access to my property and accessed this while I wasn't at home, and copied it and distributed it and gave it to criminals, and the crime was committed from Estonia. Okay, and they didn't even know what they were doing. Later on, I'm going to talk about each one of those, the contents, because there are literally like letters, not just translations for the Baltic Times, for example, that I made about like some politicians and stuff like that, but there were also some other things, for example, like I wrote myself, for example, letters, stuff like, I don't know, private things which were never published. Okay, so that's what this is like. This is horrific, actually. Okay, see, 1999. So literally like all sorts of rubbish. And this, by the way, PPA is not about police. This is not a police report. This is actually a personality report. It's like a character report. And if they've done something like that, for example, if they accessed this, they could have said, oh, she's got PPA reports, you know, and it has nothing to do with PPA because Estonian police is called PPA here. Okay, this is actually from the company that made reports for people privately, like what their kind of character, what they would be like as a team member and stuff like that. It's basically the employment characteristics. You know, these are things about me, very private things, because they I had to answer lots of questions. Okay, and literally that shouldn't have gone anywhere. Okay, this is characteristics of my character, how I would perform under pressure and stuff like that. I've done that to get a literally like, you know, maybe for my own interest. Anyhow, I'm going to finish now because this is going to be too long otherwise. Okay, and I might continue later.